Sorry for the audio troubles.
Forgeson, why are you here? I asked you a question, boy, answer.
No, come on.
No, because, Forgeson, you decided it was a swell idea during the town hall in Shoreguard. When I was speaking about the tragic events of yesterday, you decided to pull out a piece of crusty bread and start laughing. That is why you're here. Look around, Forgeson. Look around this room. Now! Look at them. Look at them. Everybody in here knows somebody. Everybody in here knows somebody who lost somebody yesterday, or they knew somebody who was lost yesterday. And you have the gall. You have the balls to, in front of me, at a meeting where I'm discussing the need for duty, the need to prevent things like this from happening further, to pull out a piece of crusty fucking bread and to laugh about it. It is disgusting and shameful behavior. And when I asked you if you thought such a thing was funny, you started to laugh more. Do you deny any of this? It's the day after. You're laughing about it. I'll show you something. Look at this. That is the red rod. It was held until yesterday by Sir Hyro Aeschylus, somebody who embodies what it means to give oneself to the cause, to defend others, to protect the weak, honor and virtue and care. Things that seemingly you lack. Categorically and entirely you lack. You were awaiting trial for charges of assault, uttering threats, and aggravated assault with a magical incantation. We are going to have that trial for you now! You wanted to complain that the system takes too long. I am the system, and I have expedited your trial to today, to this very minute. Court is in session. On the charges of assault with a magical incantation, assault, and uttering threats, Christopher Wesley Forgeson, how do you plead? Not guilty. And which one do you plead guilty to? You plead guilty to uttering threats. The Chief Constable, please. Thank you. I have in my possession a collection of 5 documents gotten over the investigation into your conduct, Mr. Forgeson. I have the first here, a notice of a ban from Kindra. There are 2 copies of this ban, an updated one and the original one sent to you. What were you banned from Kindra for? Do you mind my asking? Well, what was it then? You drank far more than you should have, and you were seeking answers. What were you seeking answers to, may I ask? What were you seeking answers to? What question needed answering so badly? So, you got broken up with unexpectedly. By whom? Celine. Celine, the Member of Parliament, I believe. Are you here?
Yes, Your Majesty.
You come up here and stands over near the chaplain. The chaplain will, nothing bad will happen to you over near the chaplain. The chaplain's actually quite the fellow to stand next to. Could you come up here just so I could ask you a few questions? You don't need to stand too close to Forgeson there.
Of course.
Celine, could I ask you, and this is very personal, but I'm trying to get to the truth of the matter so that I can find out what exactly Forgeson is up to. Why you
Of
have a
course.
report here to the constabulary. It reads quite unfortunately. It reads like on the 25th, the 25th of June, Fortune came to your house with armor and weapons. Was this after you had broken up with him?
Yes, Your Majesty.
And what sorts of things did Fortune say to you when Fortune showed up at your house with armor and weapons, drunk in the middle of the night?
Well, um, on that night, after I broke up with them, I went home, and once he got around to my house, he just started screaming out my name, of course, drunkily, and asking why I broke up with him, and he wanted answers, and just kept going on. And he started banging on the door, uh, trying to get more, trying to, I guess, enter my home, or at least for me to open the door. Uh, but I was
Banging
not
on your door.
downstairs.
Would you say it was quite aggressive, like somebody trying to break down your door as you outlined in this report you gave to the constabulary?
Your Majesty, I was on the third floor of my rooftop. I heard it from an enclosed space upstairs. So yes, uh, yeah,
Thank you for that. And thank you for your bravery in being here and being able to say that in front of all these people. It's not an easy thing. And I think everybody here is very appreciative of that. And I think you've done a very good job. You've done what is right and you've done your duty. And for that, I thank you.
thank you, Your Majesty.
That will be all. You can go sit down if you'd like.
Hmm.
Any response to that, Fortson? That sounds about right. Very well. Very well. I hereby find you guilty of the assault, then, under paragraph A, section 2 there. Attempt or threaten by any act or gesture to apply force to another person if they have, or cause that other person to believe, or on reasonable grounds that they have present ability to affect their blah 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 blah, etc. etc. What you've just admitted to is assault. Very well. Uh, Uttering threats and assault. Let's see about this business with the magical incantation. The constabulary collected another report, a sworn statement from somebody known to all, TLX. This sworn statement was collected. Sir Declan, I believe you were there and witnessed this. Very well. Here it is. At some time, you had some sort of magical outburst and assaulted somebody named Belial. Some blast burst out of you, according to this report. Does that sound about right, Forgeson? Did you blast someone? Self-defense. Self-defense. And what were they doing that would warrant you to defend yourself from Belial? Belial, the one-eyed chicken murderer. You had no control over it. It says here in the report, the sworn statement actually, sworn under the punishment of perjury, uh, that it was threats and some emotional distress that pushed you over the edge and caused you to explode with a wave of magic. This was apparently done at a similar time when you were drunk and speaking about your breakup, everything sucks, etc., etc. It says here as well that you assaulted TLX and Fortuna. Then you put some armor on, and that's when you went up to Celine's house, drunk as a skunk, to bang on her door and make threats. I will actually add, pending, 2 extra charges of assault there. Does that sound right to you? So, what do you mean? You had no control over it, but that was you who did it. You don't deny that such a thing occurred. And what was that? What were they attempting to force you to do that you did not want to do? Go to bed. So you were drunk, and a couple of your friends came by to tell you to go to bed, so you assaulted two of them. Is that the story? But you burst. You had some sort of explosion that affected them. Is that right? Oh, by the way, everyone, this is a new gavel. I got it when I was out about these past couple of weeks. It was actually a gift from the Lord Mayor. What do you mean safe to be around? So what are you, a threat to public safety walking around? I see. TLX, come up here, will you?
Sure.
TLX, I'm just trying to figure out what happened here. I'm reading from your sworn statement. You can come around and stand over here next to the clergy, please.
Okay.
It's okay,
Yeah.
the clergy
Like,
don't bite often.
Like right here.
Yeah, that's fine, thank you. I'm reading from the sworn statement you gave Sir Declan. Could you give us the story of what happened that night? When you, the story here about the assaults and the threatening and the drunkenness and the bursting and the magical whatever. Could you tell us this story?
Uh, well, it's been a bit. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But um, I remember, um, I walked into the bar. Most of the other things have already transpired. It was basically just a distraught both of them. Um, I don't remember the exact events, but eventually, me and Fortuna, I believe, were kind of left in the care. Well, kind of willingly, because we didn't want to just leave a drunken, disheveled man drinking out of his own bar, all out of all of his supply, and just kind of leave him there. Uh, so we kind of tried to push him towards his home to like kind of no avail. Took a long time to even get him there. Um, and once we basically got him to his house, he said he wanted to go to Kindra, and we were like, "No, you need to go to bed. That's where you need to go because you're very extremely drunk." Um, starts asserting that he needs to leave his house and that we are imprisoning him there in his house. And to be fair, Fortuna was blocking the door. He did literally not have immediate access to the door. Um, I was on the staircase urging him up to his bedroom when he puts on his plate and starts just getting very, very emphatic that he needs to leave his home and that we are getting in his way and he will be able to leave his home. And we insist. And as he gets more agitated, uh, some of his wild magic or whatever uh, bursts, and Fortuna gets out of the way of it, I believe, some kind of shield or something, and I get pushed towards the stairway. He then exits his home and heads towards Kindred.
Where presumably the business with Celine took place that I discussed a bit earlier. I know you came in late.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Which, of course, led to the banning from Kindra, first temporarily, then permanently, from or towards you there. Do you have any response to TLX's statement there, Forgeson? Very well. Do any other members of the court have evidence to bring forward regarding this? You may be seated, TLX. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you, Your Majesty.
I'd like to make a point.
Very well, Sergeant Snowpaw.
Um, on Forgeson's arrest, as per standard, when going through to the jail cell process, he was ordered to empty his pockets entirely. Sir Declan noticed that he had not done that, and therefore we had to use the curse that is the bed that he had rested his head in to extract further items from him, disobeying a direct order to empty pockets on arrest.
Oh, I see. Very well. Let me pull up the code for that. Very well. That'll be a charge of obstruction and resistance. Do you object to that, Forgeson? Did you fight my sergeants? I see. So you refused to comply with my sergeant's orders when they detained you. That's what you're saying. You kept things on you when they ordered you to empty your pockets, forcing them to take them from you. Well, they had to take those things from you with force. Is that about right, Snowpaw?
Correct. The
Okay.
items were of magical incantation as well.
Yes, some like little magical trinkets and gizmos, I presume.
Yeah, something
I
like
see.
that.
Very well. The docket of your charges now stands as follows. One charge, obstruction and resistance. That is under, that is SBC 56, section 6. Uttering threats, one charge. That will be under SBC 61, paragraph 1. 3 counts of assault, SBC 61-2. 1 count aggravated assault with a magical incantation, SBC 61-4. You've pled guilty to a couple of these already, and I have found you guilty of at least 1 charge of assault and 1 of uttering threats. You have, in a roundabout way, admitted that you resisted my officers, and so I find you guilty of obstruction and resistance. In regards to the aggravated assault with a magical incantation, you have not denied at any point during this that such a thing did happen, and you agreed with TLX's testimony in regards to you using magic to move them forcefully and against their will, regardless of the nature of the circumstances, in regards to them keeping you in your home. The idea that you were intoxicated and they were trying to look out for you and they were trying to take care of you, and in return, you threw your armor on and had a bit of a magical outburst, seemingly is not so well. So, a yes. Do you have anything else on that? Oh, somebody did a bad over there. You put on the armor, and then you use some sort of magical incantation to push TLX and Fortuna out of the way. Then you marched over to Kindra wearing a full set of plate armor, brandishing some form of weapon. You banged on the door of Celine's house, so much so that they feared quite severely. The armor and its wearing is actually a contributing factor to the nature of your assault. On all charges, I find you guilty. I will take a few minutes to decide on the ruling, but you have at no point disputed the charges in a meaningful way. You have at no point attempted to put up a significant defense. You have only, in a roundabout way, tried to explain why you committed those crimes. I am immensely disappointed both in your conduct today at the town hall and seemingly in your conduct as one of my subjects. So, I also find it immensely disappointing that in your bar, where many of these problems originated from, there is a hero honored there, one that you are related to. And I think you do William Forgeson's memory a tremendous disservice by acting in the way that you do and conducting yourself in the way that you have chosen to conduct yourself. This court will have a 5-minute recess. Discussion permitted.
What the fuck?
Aries. We
Yeah.
sold so many months while we were away.
Effectively, what the fuck?
No, okay, now
Where's the Kindred sat?
the little guy is still in the room.
Zephyr, if you got struck with lightning, you probably deserved it.
Real.
There it is.
Hey.
What are you, like a freak or something?
Oh my god.
No, I'm just sick. What is wrong with you?
Stop being ill.
I'm
Are they
sorry.
just supposed to just get
Just
better?
heal.
Being
a man.
Are you telling them
Just
to
heal.
get good?
I
not a bad
can't
idea.
just heal. I blame Morkane. He was like, let's go on a little pit stop. And you know what I was doing? I was stuck in this like shop, this little market, helping him pick out of assorted peaches for like hours.
You know,
Please,
your
let's
first
see,
mistake.
would that
Your
help?
first mistake was listening to Morkane.
I had no other choice. Morkane was my way home.
Oh well.
Oh my goodness. Drink some tea or something.
Yeah, drink some tea. It's all fine.
Yeah. Here you go, bud.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Wow.
now you're getting sick.
Oh,
Your
okay.
Grace.
Okay.
Your
All
Grace.
right.
Could you perhaps just simply get
All right.
better, Your Grace?
Yeah, just get better.
Your Highness, are you always insufferable, or is it just?
Oh!
Hey, you-
Interesting.
Hey, Mr.
Well, you
Thomas
see, Your
can
Grace,
hear
you've been
you.
away for a week and a half. You've been away for a week and a half, so it's all like stored up. All like
Right,
vitriol.
right.
Like,
You've
you
got plenty of
like, you know.
plenty of insults and hatred to lob at me. Now that I'm back.
Absolutely.
Billrick,
Absolutely.
I think we
The
call it up. Billrick.
stockpile.
Yeah, you gotta be nice, or else Mr. Tomness will threaten you. Not that it's ever
Mr.
happened to me
Tomness,
before.
Mr. Tomness already threatens me, like every time I see him.
Call.
I'm
I'm so
sorry.
sorry.
Who is
Oh.
this random man who speaks my name?
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Where is he? Where is
He's in
he?
the walls. He's
What?
literally in the walls.
He's in the wall.
Hi,
He
Mr.
has tunnels all throughout
Tumnus.
the Citadel.
Mr. Tumnus, can we
he's-
get some bats?
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
Please,
why?
please.
Not in the throne room. Not in the throne.
Oh,
His Majesty said I'm not allowed to bring them into the throne room.
Oh.
As a person from Grimwood, I love bats, but yes, not in the throne room.
You're not His Majesty. I'll do whatever I want.
Hello, your grace. Hi.
Oh.
Well, I don't have any tea to give you, so.
Oh, so you hate me?
I mean,
Well, no, well, I mean, do you? I mean, like, this is a half-drunk cup of tea. Do you want it? I guess.
No, I don't want your half-drank cup of tea.
Well, that's all I have to offer now. I mean, do you? Oh,
I thought
no,
you
Your
were
Grace. No,
sick.
Your Grace, Your Grace, Your Grace. I do have something for you.
Oh,
I
no.
do have something for you.
I don't like how you say that. Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm walking away now.
No, you can't walk away.
No, that deal only stood until we left for Fonzia. We're back for Fonzia now, so I'm under no obligation to accept that.
Oh my goodness. I just had that in my deep pockets. I usually don't carry them. It was just because of the battles.
You did just pick it up, Your Grace.
Yeah, but like, I mean, the thing was, the king said I had to eat one daily. I can take it. I don't need to eat it.
Your Grace, you don't want the golden apple?
Okay,
I
that
will
was
say-
only until we went to Fonzia.
Yeah.
If we've gone to Fonzia, I've come back. So you've completed your task.
I will say, I was.
You're free of your burden.
Me and Maith were like the best dancers out there in Fonzia.
I can imagine. I can imagine that His Grace probably stepped on a few toes.
I don't know if I was particularly good at dancing.
You
I just think I was
well
better
with
than
me.
most.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very well, let's get this over with. Court's back in session. Very well. Charges read. Obstruction and resistance, 1 count, guilty. Uttering threats, 1 count, guilty. Assault, 3 counts, guilty. Aggravated assault with a magical incantation, 1 count, guilty. For these charges, Christopher Wesley Forgeson, I sentence you to a referral to the BBC to harvest for them 4,096 yards of cobbled stone. And I hereby charge you with a 1,024 silver piece fine. Both the stone and the fine are due by the 11th of August. Furthermore, you will not, under any circumstances, contact Celine ever again. You will not look in their direction. You will not breathe in their direction. You will not think about contacting them. You will not do any of that. If you do, every instance, I will charge you an additional 1,024 silver per instance of unauthorized contact. Henceforth, for the next 360 days. Do you understand? The BBC can give you some stone to smash into bits. And I would encourage you during your smashing to reflect on your behavior as a resident of Shoreguard, a business owner, one of my subjects, and a person. I would encourage you to reflect and to think every time you need to swing that pickaxe about precisely why you are there and precisely why you are doing that. The constabulary will ensure that this is carried out and everything with it is in good order. Is there anything further, Forgeson, in regards to this that you need to understand? I charge you another 1,024 silver pieces for contempt of court. Now you're 2,048 silver pieces payable by the 11th of August. Do you have anything else to say? I hereby add another 1,024 silver pieces. Now it is 3,000 odd. 3 bars for contempt of court. Do you have anything else to say? No, I reckon not. I expect an acknowledgement. Do you have anything else, Forgeson, to ask in regards to this? Very well. If there is no other business to bring before this court, I hereby adjourn it. Sergeants, you may please escort Forgeson here out of my citadel at once.
Yeah. Go on.
Well, that was certainly something. But anyway, thank you guys for watching the stream. I hope you enjoyed your... Oh, Birdie. Oh, man. I love Justice so much. Either way, yeah. Have a good rest of the day. Yeah. Oh, I just hopped on the table. I gotta stop doing that. Whee!